like to use a standard Lee, which is it's kind of like a wax base lube for the inside of the case. And the reason why is because this stuff is not sticky and it won't allow the powder to stick to the inside of the case. You'll notice that sometimes when you're lubing the 223 cases, if you use like a case lube similar to the RCBS or maybe some of the Hornady, it's real sticky, it's a lot more viscous. And what will happen is you're going to prime or powder this load, you'll notice it'll stick to the inside, and the Lee does not do that. So what I'll do, some people will use a foam, but what I do is I just put a tiny drop in the shoulder, one on each on the shoulder. I'll just come here, one drop on each shoulder. Just takes a drop. And lube the external of the case. And the outside of the case is now lubed. All right. Inside my case, inside my shop, guys will always keep a bunch of microfiber cloths. Wipe your hands off with that. Now the next thing you do, I usually just go to Walmart or something and get Equate Q-tips. These work real good. And what you're gonna do is put a little bit of your Lee case lube directly on the Q-tip. Works real good, okay? Keep a little bit on your finger, you know, kind of keep some on your fingers or reservoir. Stuff's totally safe for your skin. It's kind of a fish oil based, but it's not sticky. It's the nice stuff about it. Take one finger, I'll hold a case still, just one wrap right around the inside of the case. And this goes real quick. I'll normally get at least 10 cases on there. Then what you do is flip your Q-tip over, go back to the reserve that you have on your finger. Works real good. A little bit more of that case lube. Okay. And just resume on the inside of the case. And I'll tell you, when you are necking down a 223 brass down to 300 Blackout, it's extremely imperative that you use a good case lube. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Go back to the Lee. You have to use a good case lube. Okay, you're necking that brass down. It's the same thing for people that take 308 and they want to neck it down to 243 or something along those lines. I'll tell you one of the next ones I'm getting really looking forward to do some videos on, or do some better review on reloading, because we have no videos on it really right now on YouTube, is the 25-45 sharps. You know, we do not have a lot of guys taking the parent, you know, so if you don't know, all right, there, that's all lubed. So you guys might not know this, the parent 222 Remington, which, you know, now we see in the commercial 223 Remington or the 5.56, we could take that 5.56 NATO cartridge and neck it up for the 25-45 sharps, and that runs a 257 bullet. We don't, currently right now on YouTube, I've not seen one video of somebody taking the parent 223 cartridge and necking it up to the 25-45 sharps. One of the things that's really unique about the 25-45 sharps is running that 25 caliber bullet. Now we could start doing some hunting in areas that, you know, limit you down to at least a 24 caliber bullet. So being up to that 25 caliber bullet makes a great deer rifle. Not to say the 300 Blackout's not a great deer rifle, but the thing is we're really limited down to around 200 yards. This year I went antelope hunting. The first antelope that I took this year was at 420 yards with a 308. And that 308 Winchester, I was running 165 grain Hornady SSTs. Yeah, the Hornady 165 grain SSTs I ran in that. After that hunt, we went back a couple weekends later and we took another antelope with the 300 Blackout. And I tell you what, guys, that antelope, both lungs were completely vaporized with 110 grain Hornady VMAX. That bullet was absolutely devastating on the antelope. So looking forward to going to one. We have one more antelope trip coming up at the end of the year. That's why right now I'm making some more 110 grain VMAX 300 Blackouts. I did get a new 1-to-4 power scope. It turned out pretty good. Looking to do some zeroing on that. See what kind of trajectory we can get. I would like to chronograph these. I know approximately where they're at. Probably running around 2,300 feet per second. 2250. But the problem is, you know, with the 16-inch barrel, you lose a lot of velocity. I would like to see some manufacturers out there with a 300 Blackout with a little bit longer barrel. You know, if we could pick up 100 to 200 more feet per second, you know, because you typically you're around 25 feet per second per inch of barrel. And the thing is with the 300 Blackout, most of them are carbine length, mid-length to carbine length gas system. You're running a 16-inch barrel with a 1 in 10 twist, and you're sloughing off a lot of speed. We have not seen the AR platform with 18, 20-inch 300 Blackout. Now, that might be because we're just running out of steam. There's not enough velocity to pull off that many, you know, the twist per inch of those barrels. But, I don't know, we'll see. So anyways, we've got the outside, we've got the inside of these cases lubed, and now we're going to go ahead and start pressing them and creating these cut down 223 parent case. We're going to neck them down to 300 Blackout. All right. Let's do it. Let me zoom you guys in here a little bit. Bam. All right, so right now we have our lubed inside, outside, parent 223 case cut down. Okay, there it is. Now it's neck down to 300 AAC, Advanced Armament Corporation Blackout. Now the thing is, you will notice the case now does need to be final cut, okay guys? That case does need to be final cut. You know, once you have some good lube on there like we do here, these go really well. Now you'll notice also, once again, I'm not putting the primers in yet, and that's because I'm going to do the final cut down. I'm going to do the final cut, and then the last thing I'm going to do is resize the primer pocket. I'm going to use, I have an RCBS pocket swasher tool. Works real good. I'm going to take your time lining those up. All right, guys? Take your time lining those up. Working out beautifully, though. But I tell you what, for the price of 300 Blackout, you cannot beat picking up range brass, because guys will leave it down the ground every time. It goes really good. Now you'll notice, if you get a little bit of a crimp, a little bit of a crimple on the top here, it's because your brass was just a little bit long when you cut it. Some of these I cut a little bit long, but nothing the cutter can't handle. We can cut those right down. I'll only do about 10 of these for you guys, just so we're all getting the same idea. Turning out beautiful. Now I did deprime every one of these first. I deprimed, I cut, I chamfered the inside, I chamfered the outside, then I lubed the outside, I lubed the inside. Now I'm resizing. After we resize, we'll do a final cut. After the final cut, then we will once again chamfer the inside, chamfer the outside, then we'll pocket swage, and once we're pocket swage, we can go into putting in the primers, then we can powder, bullet, and a final crimp. And I do like to put on a crimp when we're done. Aren't these turning out amazing? Turning out great. Necking down beautifully, nice and smooth. Love the Lee presses. Lee does an excellent job. Excellent job for the reloader on the economy. And I've got to mention, excellent fit and finish. Good quality control between each stage. We'll stop after about 20. Goes pretty quick. I can go faster, but I'm just taking my time here. Okay, guys. Yeah, what the heck? Let's do a couple more here. We'll round this up just a little bit. Bango, bango, bongo. Turning out great. Hey, did you guys see Iraq Veterans video this week? Eric did an awesome job on some Duracoating, and I tell you what, Eric, money job, brother. That was a cool video. It was fun to watch. I liked it. Me and the boys watched it this morning. I always look forward to watching his videos every week. Anytime I get a chance to watch a video from Eric in the morning, puts a smile on my face. And I tell you what, the other day, I don't know if anybody caught it on Iraq Veteran 8888. When, what were they doing? Oh, the AK meltdown. And I know it was Chad. Chad come ripping around the corner in like Abe Lincoln costume, and he goes for the selfie shot. He goes selfie shot in the minute of right in the middle of Eric's meltdown. It was absolutely hilarious. I loved it. It was so funny. Me and the boys, we were cracking up, dude. So if you guys have not subscribed to Iraq Veteran 8888, you have got to do that, because that guy is totally. I'm telling you what, their videos are outstanding. They're doing a great job. We love it. Everybody loves watching it. If you haven't bought a man can, buy a man can. Eric's putting a lot of work into those. And you can tell he's really putting a lot of thought into them too. Alright, so we're all neck down on the 300 Blackout. Alright? Alright. So, we're going to use the Lee system for cutting brass down. Works great. I love putting, I just use this little Black & Decker electric. Works out great. Put it in there. Trim it down. Okay. As always, once we trim down, we're going to chamfer the outside. And we're going to chamfer the inside. Ta-da. And we're done. Okay? Simple. Simple. Absolutely simple. So simple a Marine could do it. And no, I'm not in the Marines, guys. In the Army. Just busting my Marine brother's chops. Okay, we're cut. Chamfer the inside. Chamfer the outside. Okay, now look, just put a small chamfer on the inside and outside of that, okay? You do not need to make that a knife edge. You can get carried away with that RCBS tool if you're not careful, okay? The other thing is you just want to take that burr off, because when you go to put the bullets in, you don't want that sharp edge inside your bullet press die, okay? Your bullet seating die, rather. All right? Turning out great. We'll do one more. And I do put just a little lock on these. Gives just, you know, I found that you got to put a little, just put a little bit. Look at that one's perfect. Ha! Cut that one perfect. I like it. You We like these a little on the shorter side than the long side, but as symmetrical as possible. And the reason why is because we want accurate, symmetrical powder loads. If your case dimensions are different, you're going to have velocity increases or decreases. All right? It's imperative that your case volume is the same. Some people will say use the same manufacturer brass. There's nothing wrong with that. So I like to batch mine. I'll say, okay, these will be all Lake City brass. Or the next one, they'll be all RP brass. You know, or all Hornady match brass. And then whatever ones you zero at the range, guys, that's the ones you're hunting with. All right? The ones that you zero with at the range are the ones that you are hunting with. That's what your scope's set for. Incremental velocity changes will change your downrange feedback. We don't want that. Simple system, right? And these cutters are cheap. I tell you what, they're a lot cheaper than a regular brass cutter. I keep several of those cutters on hand. You'll see when you have that little burr that's hanging up there until you get it. There it goes. Beautiful. Turned out great. Alright, so as you can see, turned out great, no issues. Like I said, the last thing to do is do the pocket swasher. You can do that to take the military crimp, or primer crimp rather, out of the brass. In the past, I've used the RCBS swasher tool. Pocket swasher, I've used that to, or not the pocket swasher, I'm sorry. You can cut the crimp with the RCBS reamer. That works fine. But I did upgrade. I went to the RCBS pocket swasher. Works a little bit faster, especially if you're going to bang out like 50 or 100 of them. It goes pretty quick. Just another quick overview of loading the 300 Blackout. We talked about that last time. Look forward to next video is going to be on the 25-45 Sharps. I have a barrel coming in and a set of dies coming in from Sharps, the Sharps Rifle Company. We are going to do a full tutorial on reloading and the parent case, the 222 Remington, aka the 223 Remington, pretty commercially available. We're going to take the 223 Remington, and I'm going to try to be the first video on YouTube to reload the 25-45 Sharps. Subscribe.